Today on Home Theater Fanatics, we cut holes in the wall. Hey everybody, I'm Giles, and this is Home Theater Fanatics. Today, we're going to install a center channel. Yeah, this is actually really exciting for me because up until this point in my home theater, I've had kind of the old school style of center channel, the horizontally laid out speaker that sits on the floor or on a stand underneath your screen. And while that's great, that's really something that you would do in a situation where you have a television or some other display device where you can't put the speaker behind the screen because the screen can't be acoustically transparent. Well, I've got an AT screen and I'm tired of the soundstage kind of being at my feet. When I recline in my sofa, kick my feet up and watch a movie, the sound, the vocals, they're like coming from way too low, and it really changes the impact of watching a theatrical release in your home. So this center channel is going to be behind the screen and it's going to get that image up off the floor so that it's on the same horizontal plane as all the other surround speakers in my room. And I'm just dying to get this thing done. Now, so what we're going to do today is I'm going to pull out my Stark Sound ICH5C center channel and I'm going to replace that with a Stark Sound IWH3, which is an in-wall. And this is your traditional in-wall, meaning you cut a hole, jam the speaker in there, and then use your screwdriver to twist the little tabs until it locks in place. Super duper easy peasy. Now, there are backer boxes for these if you want to go that way. I'm not going to elect to use one for this install, so we're just going to cut a hole, move the speaker wire, jam the speaker in, and then hopefully have a wonderful experience. But to get started, let's talk a little bit about this speaker and I'll tell you what it's got going on. The IWH3 is a three-way in-wall speaker. It has a maximum SPL of 118 decibels and a sensitivity of 90 decibels. The speaker complement consists of a 1-inch tweeter, a 4-inch mid-range, and two 6.5-inch mid-bass drivers. The finish on the outside is aluminum, and you can get this either in black or in silver. And this is the real deal. This is like a 1/4-inch thick plate of aluminum. So this isn't some kind of plastic coated in something. This is super heavy aluminum and it looks amazing. The full size on the unit is about 25.5 inches by 11, almost 12 inches, and the depth is about 3.5 inches. The weight of the unit is about 28.5 pounds, so this isn't a trivial speaker. It's pretty heavy, especially when you're trying to hold it over your head for Atmos installs. The retail cost of the speaker is $3,620 per unit. To get the install started, I needed to create a template so I could easily visualize and mark my wall up for the cut. In this kind of situation, you definitely want to measure twice and cut once because, you know, drywall doesn't fix itself. For the template, I used a simple piece of cardboard, measured the opening that I would need, and then drew that out with a pencil. I then used a razor blade to cut the cardboard so I'd end up with a nice template that I could tape to the wall. With a good template in place, now it's time to figure out exactly where this speaker is going to mount in the wall. Now, you need to be very careful and understand where your studs are because this speaker in particular is pretty wide, so you don't have a lot of margin on either side of the hole that you're going to cut. Also, remember, you need some space on the outside of the hole that you cut for the flanges to flip out and grab that drywall, so you can't cut your hole right next to a stud. Luckily, I had a lot of power outlets that I could use as indicators of where the studs were, so it was pretty easy for me to figure mine out. So first, I marked with tape on the wall the center of the screen just so I'd know where to shoot for to center the speaker, and then I could go back and measure if I needed to really get things going. Then I used some painter's tape to space out where I thought the speaker would go, and then from there I was able to hone in on my exact position and tape the template up that we had made to know exactly where to do my cuts. After getting the template taped up, I took a pencil and traced the inside of the template to identify exactly where my cuts need to go. To make the actual cuts, I used a drywall handsaw. This is a very inexpensive tool, and there's no need to really look for power tools for this. This gets the job done really easily. You can use it to punch the hole and then actually do all of the cuts themselves. After you get got your hole cut in the drywall, the next step is to figure out how you're going to cable up your speaker. Now, for me, since I already had a center channel in this approximate same location, I was lucky because that speaker cable was right inside of the wall. It actually ran right beside the hole that I cut. So all I had to do was disconnect the speaker wire from the binding post in the panel just below the screen and pull that out of the wall and then plug it directly into the speaker. With the hole cut and the speaker cable connected to the speaker, the last step was to install the driver into the wall itself. Now, I needed an extra set of hands to get this done, as that it was kind of heavy and a little awkward, but using a screwdriver, it was a very simple process to seat the speaker against the wall, get it in the exact right position, and then tighten up the flanges. And as you tighten up these screws, the flanges on the inside flip out and then grip the inside of the drywall, giving you a nice snug fit. On the inside of the speaker is a gasket, so that'll give you a good seal from inside to outside. With the speaker completely installed, the last couple of steps was to test the speaker, which I did, and it fired up. I didn't anticipate any issues there since I was able to use the previous center channel with the exact same cabling, no problem. After that, it was a simple process to rehang the screen and then sit back and enjoy this great new center channel. And let me tell you, getting this thing up off the ground and behind the screen made all the difference in the world. I strongly suggest you guys take a look at doing this if you haven't done this in your theater yet. It really is a complete game changer. If you've enjoyed the video, please like and subscribe and hit the bell below to let you know when new videos drop. Also, check out Patreon. These are my current patrons, and I thank you so much for your support. It's folks like you that make this channel possible. And once again, everybody, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.